just to show that little accidents happen to the best of us. So I'm just gathering up a little roll of paint. Just have a look, just a small even roll of paint. Let me do that one more time. Slide the knife in and just gather a little roll of paint. This is the dark base color we used on the sky, and I'm going in with some firm pressure here, and I'm just pressing down into the canvas and really getting a good stain of color here. Be real firm with how you use the knife here. Really press it in. You don't want to be digging it in, but you just want to use some pressure here and keep that color right to the top of your mountain peaks. Now, I'm sorry I got my camera a little bit out of line here. I'm going to reposition it in just a second, but I'm going to be painting a mountain with, that's better, maybe 3 main peaks, 4 maximum. What we want to avoid is having 10 peaks all the same size. I want a daddy peak and some little baby peaks left and right, and here you see I'm scraping out that paint. I'm using firm pressure, really leaning on that canvas. You won't damage it, but I'm just scraping out surplus paint, and I'm keeping all of my dark color to the very, very top of my mountain. I'm not filling in the middle. Now I think I'm just about there with the initial stain of color and just scraping out all that surplus paint. That's probably the number one problem. Now you can see there's a bunch of scratch marks on my canvas there. Well, that's because I dropped my palette knife and it bent the tip of the knife and it was digging in rather than scraping evenly, so that's why I've got all those track marks on there. Now just to remove any excess paint here, I'm just gently brushing out the top peaks of my mountain, and I'm following the direction of the mountain. If I were a skier, I'd be skiing down to the right hand side, and if I was a skier going to the left, I'd be skiing down to the bottom of the mountain. Just knock off the surplus paint as you go, and I'm not going to get too worried about the very edge of my mountain. Some folk get a little bit obsessed with trying to get the edges perfect, and I say don't worry about that. You see I'm going over here and there, but the snow will cover that, and I'm just knocking off the surplus paint on a paper towel. Somebody might beat the brush on the leg of their easel, but that's a sure way to upset a happy household. I'm just sweeping out the last of that paint, and you can already see that I've got some shape and form to my mountain. It's got a little direction already. So last step's just maybe a little clue there is what I'm going to do with my mountain peaks. So the order in which I paint, maybe that one on the left there, I'm going to bring it round through the front. So sweep it out and spend a few minutes doing this, really taking out all that surplus paint. Boy, I'm getting my mileage out of that paper towel, and brush out the base here. I want to turn this into a misty area at the base of the mountain and put a little smile in the bottom of the mountain there, so it sort of extends forwards just above the water. So I've reset. The light changed in the studio, and I've got a nasty reflection from a window pane, but we'll work with that. And I'm again pulling out my white paint nice and flat, and I'm picking up an even roll of paint. You can see that it's a nice even roll of paint from the tip to the heel of my knife, and this is where you've got to watch those fingers. You definitely don't want to be leaning on that knife. You want to be very gentle. See, I haven't got my finger on the back of the knife but either side, and start with the point of the knife at the top of the mountain, and so gentle, very little pressure on that knife, just let it float and let the paint actually stick the knife to the canvas. Just the weight of the knife is all you need, and keep the handle a little bit on the high side and no pressure on that knife, just let it float down to the base of the mountain. I'm loading another little roll of paint, so this is my third little roll of paint, and a roll of paint probably no more than 3 or 4 millimeters round, and just stroke it down. Now there's a great temptation to want to go back over this and over and over and over, and you fill in all those lovely little breaks, all those nice little broken pieces of the mountain, and very soon you'll be mixing mud and you'll just have a big white cake, icing sugar everywhere. You know the sort of cake I mean, one of those really lovely sticky sweet ones, but your mountain, but that won't look so sweet, it'll just be a big white mass. So leave all those lovely breaks in there. They're what give your mountain its character. And you can see the light is coming from the right, so I'm putting all my brightest highlights to the right sides of those peaks. Now they're a little straight, but we'll fix that in a minute. We'll give it a little character. Don't forget that last little peak there. A little dab of light on that. Now, I need a shadow colour to go the opposite way, so I'm taking a little of my white and a little of that base colour here. So this is my third shade of colour. So I've got the dark of the mountain, the highlight snow to the right, and now I want somewhere between the two, like a middle colour, so it's a sort of not white and then not dark. I want a greyish colour, about mid-tone, and you can vary this. And I'm going to go for a little roll of paint again, small roll, and I'm going to go up against that snow. See, I'm going to bump it, and I'm going to go to the left. So just start just below it, bump that peak and ski down to the left. I always think about skiers skiing down a mountainside. So he's skiing to the left, he's on the shadow side, so he's got his jumper on. The guy who was skiing to the right, he had his sunglasses on, he was going into the sunshine. And you can see I'm just skiing down to the left hand side. You can see my little bent tip on my palette knife there really digging in. It's creating all those little tracks. But I carried on. Keep reloading little rolls of paint. A little heavy there, but that's okay. I can just drag it down. And I'm going to show you a neat little trick in a second. Apart from bumping those edges out of the way, a little bump and pull, I'll show you a neat little trick on how to recover a mountain without having to go crazy scraping everything off. And this is it. I got a little bit of that base colour, that real dark grey colour, and just here and there, just touch in a few little areas, really putting a nice deep shadow. Particularly effective where the highlight meets the shadow. So right along those ridges, if you want to get in there, you can recover your mountain with just a few touches of dark. It's a nice simple little repair. Now I'm going to join this peak and that peak up. I want to push the main peak back, so I'm going to just scratch on a line there. So that's where I'm going to put my snow. Okay, let's scrape out some surplus paint because I've got all that shadow colour there. It's all going to get in the way, so take some off. Make life easy. And again, lay your paint flat, a little roll of paint, and follow that rough ridge that you put on there, a nice line you were following. And again, super gentle, no pressure on that knife. Watch those fingers. That's probably next to putting on too much dark colour to start with. That's probably the number one problem folk have with mountains. They get hold of that palette knife and hang on for dear life and strangle it. Well, you've got to let it float. Let it just bounce along on its own. And here I'm going to just change the edge of that mountain. It was a little too formal, so I'm going to put on a few little extra bumps of white snow here and there. So don't be afraid to play with these mountains. They're good fun. And worst come to the worst, well, pick up your palette knife and scrape it all back down to base colour and start again. Here's a little bit of that dark shadow colour. I'm going to just pick up a tiny roll, tiny little bit, and just go back in and there we go. It makes all the difference, that little tiny bit of shadow there. And if you overdo it, well, you can just go back over and fix it. There's my shadow colour going on to the left. Again, just let it roll down with my scratch marks again. I'll get those in a minute. See, small rolls of paint. The bigger the roll, the bigger the mess. So keep them small. You'll be much happier with a small roll of paint than a big roll of paint. And notice the way I slide my knife up into the colour so you can see how much you're picking up. It's a useful trick. quite often come in after I've done the initial left and right sides of my mountain and just spend maybe a few minutes just giving a few little sweet edges to my mountain. Sometimes I use white and I tint it with a little tiny speck of red, not enough to make it look pink but enough to take it off white, and then sometimes when I go in at the very end I use pure white, and that really sparkles. You can't see it on a video, but try it when you're sitting in front of your canvas. So you want white with a hint of red, I mean just a speck, and then when you do your final touches on your mountain, use pure white and watch those edges really pop. Okay, so I'm in the finishing stages of my mountain. I got all those scratch marks to contend with here, so time to tap them out, and I'm just using a nice dry clean brush, and I'm just taking out the very lower edges, any little scratch marks, but don't overdo it. Don't damage all the lovely work you've put in. See all those marks there? Those scratches are the ones I'm going to try and get rid of, but I'm just barely touching, just tip-tappy here, and just kind of fill in some of the gaps. A few of the scratches I'm going to leave in. Maybe someone had a toboggan. Maybe I'll pick up a little bit of this white paint here and I'll just extend it down. See, I've just made my slope fit in the mountain here. So just tap it out. Okay. See, I've replaced scratch marks with brush marks now, so to try and get rid of those too, and this is the way I'm going to do it. Just gently with the back of the brush, and our mountain's complete.